Hi, I'm Carl Anderson of Kugae Gundogs. Today we've got some Spaniels out. We've got Cougar out, Tia out and Wolf out. They're all different ages, 18 months old, 10 months old, 2.5 years old. And what we're going to do, we're going to work these dogs and we're going to sit them to flush. A lot of dogs, what they'll do, the minute something flushes, they're up, they're gone, they're chasing it. And that's whether they're a pet or whether they're an experienced working dog. They will be onto something locking, and then it causes all kinds of problems, especially on shoot day. And this is what really where dogs don't come off the lead, and dogs should be on the lead. So you can see at the minute these three Spaniels here of all different ages are all just fairly chilled out. They're happy, they want to be in and around us. Absolutely Cougar's obsessed. TT, Wolf, and they just want to work, and this is what really it's all about. So this is the foundation we put in from very young pups. From when we first get a pup, we start training it and we have them close to us and we have them focused on us, and if they focus on us, we can work with them. They want to work with us, they enjoy this game. So what we'll do, we'll put these two away and we'll work Cougar to start with, and then we'll bring them out one by one and get them sitting to flush. So we've got Cougar out first, and we're going to work him along this maze block towards the camera. And we've got a rabbit fur ball in my pocket, and at some point we're going to bounce it in front of him and get him to sit to flush. This is the way we start these dogs off before we process onto game, and we have to keep up this training if we want them to be sharp and sit into all kinds of flush. And by that I mean whether it's a rabbit, a hare, a pheasant, a partridge, anything, any animal what gets up, these dogs need to sit to flush. So we're going to cast him off. Got our whistle in the mouth. He's a nice steady worker, Cougar, so we're just going to let him work. We're only going to turn him when we need to. He's working well. Now we've sat him there, he's sat there, he's marked, but at this stage I'm going to fetch that. I'm not going to send him for it. If I keep sending for all these retrieves, he is then going to start running in, causing more problems. Sit, and we'll go fetch it. We're going to put it out the way, and we're going to recast him off. Now he's marked it again and he's sat there lovely. He's looking at me, he's checking in with me, and that's what I want. I need these dogs to check in with me all the time. Then I know they're working with me. So now we've got to go find this one. There it is. Now what we don't want to do is get him to know exactly what I'm doing. Otherwise he's gonna keep watching my hands and dance in front of me, and we don't want that. If it's a pet dog and you want to play this game, then they want to be retrieving the ball all the time. However, if it's a pet dog and you want to get them into these habits, I've said this before, it's a very dangerous game to play. We're going to cast him off. Here he goes again. And he's sat again. So we're going to pick the ball up. We could let him have a retrieve at any stage, but we don't need to retrieve with him. So that's how we do it with Cougar. So now what we're going to do, we're going to put Cougar away and we're going to get Wolf out and see what Wolf does. Right, so we've got Wolf out now. Now Wolf is a different animal compared to Cougar. He's a hard hunting dog. And I like to be careful where I work Wolf. I don't want to work him in too heavy blackthorn, briars or gorse, because he'll just damage himself, and I don't want that. So I've got Cougar and little Tia for working real heavy cover, and they work it really, really nice. with him, I try and keep him out and work him in different areas because he's a beast when he gets going, and I don't want him to hurt himself. I don't like him seeing cut up on his nose, so I'm just a little bit more selective where I put him. But we'll cast him out and give him a go. So he's sat there, he's marked it, now he's looking at me. Sit, I'm just going to reinforce the sit. Remember, this is training, so I want to reinforce it. And it's all right looking for these rabbit balls in here, but if we can't find them, we have to send him. And I don't really want to send him, but what I'm going to do, because I didn't mark where it went on this one, I'm going to send him in and get him to retrieve it for me. Now, it didn't take Wolf many seconds to find that. I couldn't see it because I didn't mark it. So I'm going to cast him off again. I've got my focus, he's looking at me, saying I like this game. Off we go. There he goes. Whistle ready, always a whistle ready. I've torn him again. He's looking at me. Now I'm going to get that one. I've seen where it's gone. I don't really want them to keep fetching the balls. Like I said, they'll start running in, and I don't want that. And when we're in training, I like to go everything really slow and really get the best out of these dogs. So now we're going to cast him off again. Now I'm going to cast him in a different direction. I don't want him to go where that ball was. I want him to go where I want him to go. At that time, I threw 2 balls. Again, he's sat, he's moved in a little bit. Sit. I'm going to reinforce the sit, and I'm going to pick both of them up. Going to go back to him. I always go back to them. I've got my focus. He likes this game, so we're just going to work him one little bit nearer the camera. Off he goes. Now, he carried on a bit there, so I stepped towards him and I made him sat. I didn't want to grab him. My movement towards him will make him sit. Now, Wolf is a different beast, absolutely, compared to Cougar. And you've got to hang on to Wolf. If you give him too much free time, he will go. So you've really got to work with him and hang on to him for dear life. So we'll put Wolf away now, and we'll get a little Tia out, and we'll show you how we do it with a little 10-month-old. So we've got little Tia out now. Now, little Tia she's only 10-month-old, and she's a little bit dizzy and giddy, and she plays up a little bit, just more in an immature way, more than anything else. But we've got to focus. She loves being around us, and she loves playing this game. She's a lovely little hunter. She's nowhere near as hard as Wolf. We don't want that. I don't really want dogs as hard as Wolf because I'm limited to where they can work. So let's push her on and get her sitting to flush. So we're going to go with the first flush. Now she's run in. Now, Here. Now she's running with that one, so we've got to fix that problem. We've got to focus, we know what she's doing, so now let's cast her off again and find a way of fixing it. Yeah, she's hunting. We've got the ball again. So we can sit her on the whistle, and we know she'll sit on the whistle, so it's the flush what's getting a little bit out of control for her. So what we will do now, we'll get her ready, and we've dropped the ball. Now what we're doing, we're dropping the ball a little bit nearer to me, and she's slowly responding, but she's still excited, so we're work in progress, so let's keep going. We put the ball out of the way, and this time what we're going to do, we're going to take a step towards her when we throw it. So we're going to see it. Now, we've got to focus, and now she's sat to that one. Only just, but it's a good starting point. Off we go again. Now I don't want to sit her too many times because I'm gonna make her really sticky. You can see now she's getting sticky and she's been in and around me. So let's just cast her off. That's it, let her hunt. Sit, that. Now she's sat for me there, so that's the starting point of it. She's a very young dog, she's immature, but she's doing exceptionally well. And her hunting will come on better, and her sitting to flush will come on better. But what we don't want to do is put too much pressure on her and lose that drive. If we lose that drive, we've got a real big problem. We've then got a dog what we can't really work with, and then we've got to get it excited and get the drive back up. And it's a lot easier to control the drive than get a dog with no drive, and you've got a real big problem. So let's move on now and get some more equipment out and put a few bangs in the air and see how these dogs handle this. So here's the next stage. What we do, we're going to get these dogs and they're going to sit. There's a dummy launcher over the other side of that dike, and it's going to fire some dummies over, and the dummies are going to land here. And they've got to learn to sit, and they've got to learn to work, be very patient. This is where a lot of people go wrong, and they put the dogs in the field and they can't handle the pressure. They need to be able to handle the pressure. And remember, when we're training dogs, we're looking for things to go wrong. Now, these older dogs, Wolf and Cougar, should not run in at this, but we're still going to reinforce them. And we want shoot day to go absolutely perfect. We want it to be the best we can and be proud of our dogs. That's all the hard work we put in through the year. So, little Tia there, she's not done a great deal of this, so we're expecting her to probably run in, but we're going to try and prevent her from running in. So we'll prevent them running in before we even start on this exercise. And then when we get to shoot day, and she's a long time off it, it's going to be 2026 before she goes in the field, she'll be absolutely steady, and she would have done this hundreds and hundreds of times, if not thousands of times, and replicated all the time. So when she goes in the field, she'll learn a craft. Cougar's in the field, and Wolf's going in the field next year. Wolf's touched the field a little bit, but not as much as I could have pushed him. I still wanted to bring him back. So let's have a little go. We've got the ear and go over there. We've got our whistle, and we're just going to reinforce the whistle every time the bang goes off. Now let things calm down. They're all back watching me, which is good. We'll go again. This time we'll do it without the whistle and see what happens. Now, you can see what happened, that was really good. I'm not going to send them for a retrieve, because if I let them have retrieves now, what's going to happen is I'm going to condition them to run in all the time. I don't really need them to retrieve. I know they will retrieve. Tia's delivery we're working on, and we've got to get better. But again, she's 10 months old. These two, the delivery is absolutely perfect on them. So I don't need them to retrieve them. The point of this exercise today is to get these dogs sitting nice and tight, not running in and not moving off that spot. So while the dogs are sat here patiently now, what we're saying to them, not everything is yours. We're not going to let them run in. We're taking the ultimate control over them. So I'm going to ask them to sit, and I'm going to go pick them up. Now I'm expecting the two older ones to sit there really patiently. Little lady there herself, she might come after me. So we'll try it and see what happens. Remember, things need to go wrong for us to fix them. If they don't go wrong, we can't fix them. Sit. So she's come after me, so all I'm going to do, I'm going to take her back. Tia. Tia. Sit. And this time I'm going to back off her. Sit. I'm going to reinforce it. Sit. And take her back. Come on, TT. Come on. Sit. Take her back. Come on, TT. Come on, sit. 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 Now you can see she wants work on this. What I don't want to do is put her under too much pressure, and then she wants to come. Then she's going to get nervous or anything. We don't want to do that. She doesn't understand what we're asking her to say, so we'll go back to more of the place board. We do this on a place board, and she sits and stays. So I'll have one more go. Sit. We don't want to fall out with her over this. It's only a very, very young dog. Sit. 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 Now she's come again, so we're going to take her back. But when we take her back, TT, come on. Sit. Tia. Now she's getting a little bit fed up with this, so we're not going to press her anymore. Sit. We're just going to back off her. Sit. And we'll come back here. We'll pick the rest up in a minute. You can see if I put too much pressure on her, what's going to happen. So I want to come down to a level now, and I want to just give her a little bit of reassurance. She's coming into me. She likes this. Wolfie's getting excited. Sit. And then we're back. If we put too much pressure on them and we force them to do something they're unsure about, they don't want to do, they're going to fall out with us, and we're going to fall out with them. And then the training really goes downhill from there. You've wasted your time, you've wasted your day. So we make a mental note out of that, and that's our job to go and work on. So this afternoon we'll probably put her on a place board with these two and maybe a couple more, and practice just walking away from her, going back to her, walking away from her, going back to her. And we're going to condition her that we always come back to her. Sit. We've got Cougar out now, and we're going to work him on this long grass, and we've got an air and go launcher out there, and at some point we're going to press the button, a shot will go off, the dummy will launch, he will sit, and then we'll push him back for it and get his delivery. So he's marked it, he's looking at me, back, and we'll push him back. Now I can put the hump whistle on when he's in that area, but I don't want to. I put it out of the way, I've got my delivery. Now that was good, I would have liked him hunted a little bit better, but he kind of knows the score. He's done this that many times. He kind of knows when it's the real thing and not the real thing. But nevertheless, we need to keep doing it. And a dog like Cougar, we could take anywhere, into any cover, and he's not going to run in, he's not going to chase anything. If a bird gets up, he will sit. More importantly though, it's this focus you need, and this focus is so important, whether it's a pet, a working dog or a competition dog. They have to be able to focus on it. There's more with a competition dog, they need to mark the area well to push back to make the retrieve easy. So we'll put Cougar away and we'll get Mr. Wolf out and give him a run. So we've got Wolf out and we're going to replicate the same thing as we did with Cougar. We're going to work him up to the air and go machine and we'll have a flush. Obviously we all know Wolf's a different beast, he's not as experienced as Cougar, so he's still at the stage where this is fun and it's not really going to wear him out. Obviously if he goes on game, he goes up a level. If Cougar goes on game, they go up a level. So they've kind of, again, he's done a lot of this, he knows what he's doing, so let's cast him off and have a go before we bring Tia out. Got our whistle ready. I don't want him to push on too far on this low grass, because he will do if we allow it. So turn him. Very important, when we double whistle them, they turn. He's just taking on too much ground now. Turn again. He's got himself excited. Back. Now he's come off the mark there a little bit disappointed with him, but then again this is training, not everything always goes right. Sit. Sit. Now I've had to put pressure on him, but that's Wolf's character. But coming off the mark is unlike him. But this is live training, things go wrong and it's not perfect every time. If it was perfect every time, we wouldn't be training them. So again, I'm a big believer something's gone wrong, now we have to fix it, so we'll replicate this more and more and more and get him on a smooth path. But then what happens is, the next 20 runs could be absolutely perfect. Number 21 will go wrong. And that's the whole fun of it. They're not perfect, they're not robots. They're our companions, and we absolutely love them and love working with them. So let's put him away and let's get little Tia out and give her a run at this. So we've got Tia out now for this exercise, and we've worked her a little bit this morning, so she's done quite a bit in the maze and she's done over there. She's had quite a long training session for her. Normally we keep their training down to 15-20 minutes. Today, through video, and it's been on longer, she's been back in the truck, out the truck, working, back in the truck, working, and so forth. So she's done it a lot, but I can't stress it enough. We're pushing these dogs on and we're enjoying every minute of it. And if we don't enjoy it, what's the point? What's the point in doing it? If we fall out with them, we mustn't fall out with them. At the end of the day, they're beautiful dogs, and we're going to work her gracefully and this potentially is going to go wrong. She's potentially going to run in. She's not going to mark the dummy. There's lots what can go on, but she's a young dog, so let's give her a go and see. But let's not worry about what's going to go wrong. Let's carry on with the exercise, and when something goes wrong, we then make a note of it and off we go and work it. Or work on it, I should say. Tia. Just going nice and gentle. Just let her work. Let her get her own natural pattern. Got our whistle ready. Tia. I'm going to work her up to it this time. Back. Now centre back for it. Let her try and fathom it out herself. Let her work the area. Let her find it. She's done well there. Now she hasn't retrieved it. It's not the end of the world. Tia, back. Push her back again. We'll try and put the hunt whistle on. Titi, come on. Good girl, come on. Good, yeah. Great. Now for me, she did really well there. It wasn't perfect. I didn't expect it to be perfect. There's lots to work on, but she did really well. We pushed her back. First time she didn't get it, we pushed her back and she brought it in. She played around a little bit here. That's a delivery. She's 10 months old. She's immature, but she's got the makings of being a very, very nice dog to be in part of our team. Honey little girl, hey? So I hope this video helps. That's a little bit of an insight of how we get them hunting, how we get them sitting to flush, how we get them sitting to dummy launches and launching dummies. And you can see through the ages, Cougar's experienced at this, he knows his job. Wolf is energetic, lots of drive, bit of a crazy dog, but we love him, but we have to be careful where we work him. Tia is starting a journey at 10 months old, immature, but lovely to work with, and going to be a lovely little working dog to be part of our team. So whatever your journey with a spaniel, whether it's a pet, a working dog or a trialling dog, enjoy every moment. Take your time. The slower you are training them, the better you'll get. We have these dogs, hopefully, so they live till they're 12 to 14 years old and older if we can, long as they've got good health. So there's no speed at which to do this journey. It's a long time to train a dog and enjoy a dog, but it's a short time in life itself. So make sure every moment is precious. Go out, work your dogs, enjoy it. When it goes wrong, it's gone a little bit wrong with Wolf today, it's gone a little bit wrong with Tia today, and he hasn't been on his top form today. Hey, it's just another day. So tomorrow's another day. We'll do a little bit more tomorrow and they'll get better and better. What we're trying to do is put together, under the pressures of the camera, to show you how it's done. So we're talking, so it's a distraction. There's people moving behind the camera, it's a distraction. Dogs are coming in and out, it's a distraction. But you can see what can be done. If you train perfectly on your own, just you and one dog, everything should go fairly smooth. You need to bring other dogs out and work them with other dogs, especially spaniels, get them hyped up a little bit. So when it comes to shoot day or when it comes to a long walk with those other dogs, we're putting them under a little bit of pressure and they learn how to concentrate and handle pressure itself. So I'm going to go for a little walk now with my dogs and take them out and spend a little bit of a time. Thanks for watching. Heel.